Here we have a new 2023 Ford Explorer. This one comes in the ST line trim level in the beautiful carbonized gray metallic. And then we have ebony with red stitching ActiveX interior. And the powertrain consists of a 2.3 liter EcoBoosted inline 4 engine, made into a 10-speed automatic transmission. As we get around to the front end here, we do have LED headlamps along with LED fog lights and LED daytime running lights. And they don't flash like that. That's just how my camera's picking them up. But really love how they did the gloss black grille here. And that's what's really in your face and you notice. And then having the black badging here. Just a really nice look for this ST line. But as we come around the wheels here, we get these 20-inch wheels. Actually surprised how good they look on here. And they really, with how this vehicle is set up, they don't look that big. So really impressed. We get passive keyless entry on all 4 doors. Power door lock controls here. We have the Bang & Olufsen sound system. And then we have one-touch automatic up and down windows for the front, and then just regular power windows for the back. And then we have our power mirror controls here, power folding mirrors, the blind spot monitors, and then our rear window lock is right here. Like the door panel there, a lot of space. Bottle holder there. Headlamp controls are here. We just turn the knob, and then fog lights there. Brightness for the gauge cluster, and then we have a power liftgate button there. Pull this twice to open the hood. And here's our 10-way power driver's seat. So that's extremely adjustable. Power lumbar. And then here we have a view of the back door panel. Again, super efficient in terms of just being able to put a bottle here, storage here, window control there. But I have this front seat adjust for someone of my size, being 6'3" with longer legs. So I'm gonna see how the room is in the second row. And quite impressive. Extremely impressive, honestly. Tons of space back here. I have the seat all the way back in the second row, and I can adjust that as I need to. Seat pockets on the back of both seats. And then we have our rear AC controls here. We can adjust temperature there, power it. And then 2 USB-C charge ports and a 12 volt. And there's a view of the third row. Now I have this seat all the way back as well. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and look at that third row space. So that's my leg room. Not the best, but not terrible. And then I can fold this seat and push it up so I can get into the third row relatively easily. And then as you can see, when the seat's up just a little bit further than all the way back, I can sit back here. The seat's just kind of low, but that's okay. I have pockets here, and then a cup holder here, pockets there. Same for the other side, but I have it down for storage. I'm gonna take another look at that here in a moment. And then I really like how they did this. Hangers here, premium dome lights, AC vents, grab bar here. Just a super smart way to make everything work. Fuel cap here. Now coming around to the back end, we do get LED tail lights. And the dual exhaust sounds pretty good for a 4-cylinder turbo. And then to open the hatch from the back. And again, I wanted to show you all the difference. So that's with the seat down. You have all that storage, and then this is with the seat up. And of course, pretty easy to fold that down. And then easy to pull back up, and then you can Velcro this to the bottom, and it'll keep it from slinging all over the place. And then a little space underneath there. Let's take a quick look underneath the vehicle. I see that dual exhaust. And then let's take a look at this front passenger seat. This tint is really dark where the window sticker is there, so I'm gonna try and make sure I leave a link to either the description or post everything, all the packages and everything that's included on here. But lockable glove compartment, pretty good size. Pocket here, gonna turn this heat down. And that's an 8-way power front passenger seat with power lumbar. But here, that's your sticker price there. So really not bad for the money. Gonna pop the hood. And here's that 2.3 liter EcoBoosted 4-cylinder. And now let's hop in the driver's seat. So love the steering wheel for the ST line. Super comfortable, super sporty, having that 3-spoke look. And it is heated, and I'll show you that control here in a moment. Now to the home page. We do have a navigation system, so I can just tap that and it'll pull up the nav there, or I can actually hit this button and I can pull it up that way. And then we do have AM, FM, and XM radio along with Bluetooth audio, and then we get Apple CarPlay, Android Auto compatibility as well. Now to toggle your cruise control, I'll show you those controls in a second, but if you actually want to go between adaptive and normal, you have to go in the screen, and you have an intelligent mode as well. So that'll kind of keep you at a certain speed limit. And then same with the lane keeping system, pre-collision. I like that you can do everything here, but especially with the cruise control, it's kind of annoying to have to go on the screen to fool with it, but once you get used to it, it's whatever. I use adaptive on mine. I have a Mach-E and I never turn mine off, so not really a big deal. Wi-Fi hotspot there, voice control, you can set that up. And then you also have ambient light as well, and you can fool with those settings here. There's the backup camera with the 360 view. Guidelines follow you as you turn the steering wheel. Love having this pocket underneath here to just put loose objects. Hit this button, you can toggle the camera, and there's the front camera there. Hazards here, volume knob, tune knob, seat knob. And then we do get 3-stage heated seats for the driver and front passenger, and here's that heated steering wheel toggle here. And AC controls, like that I'm able to adjust everything here, and then I actually see the temperature up here. And then it tells you whether it's the passenger or driver. And then if you want to sync, you just hit this menu button here, and then you can turn that off. And then everything is set. And then you unsync it just by messing with the passenger knob there. And then you have a 3-stage auto mode, which is really nice. So depending on how fast you want it to get to that temperature, you can go ahead and do that. And then you can shut the whole system down there. And then this is a stowable storage, which looks really nice. And then you just hit that button there and you can get to your USB-A, USB-C input. There's a 12-volt right there. Tons of storage in this pocket. And then you have cup holders, electronic parking brake. You pull up to engage, hit the brake, press down to disengage. And then your automatic brake hold is here. And you have, I think, 7 drive modes. So you have your snow, sand, trail, slippery, normal, eco, sport, and then tow haul. And then this is for your traction control, and this is for your hill descent or downhill brake control, whatever you want to call it. Now for the shifter, reverse, neutral, drive, and we do have a low gear that we can toggle on and off. And then center console cubby space there, removable tray. Just put that in there. 12-volt. And then wireless charging pad here. Here's a view of the back from up here. And then going to the steering wheel, we can turn on our cruise here, set that, adjust the gap, lane, keep assist. There's a cancel button, volume, mute. And then to the right side, we have voice recognition. This is for Bluetooth, and it also serves to go through the track list or radio station favorites, depending on what band you're in. And then all this for your gauge cluster. So that middle digital part there, we can go through everything. and then you can use that menu to go back and forth. So pretty easy to use. Blinkers there. You can actually toggle the lane keep, the touch of a button there. And then high beams, windshield wipers, that's one time, auto, low, high, and then you can full heater auto here. So depending on how you have this set, up here, just the smallest amount of rain will trigger the wipers, then down here it'll have to be a lot. And then your rear wiper controls here. And then that's your rear wiper fluid, and this is your front wiper fluid. Push button start. Room for your sunglasses. And finally, here's our key fob with remote start. But now to the fun part, let's take this 2023 Ford Explorer ST line out on the road for a quick test drive. So first driving impressions of this Explorer ST line, pretty nice. Drives similar to a typical Explorer in a good way. And I am a pretty big fan of the 2.3 liter turbos. I will say in eco mode, quite a lot of power I get just putting my foot down a little bit. It's not as limited as I would expect. And I do like that actually. But I'm gonna put it into normal mode now. And with this being an ST line, I know it's not an ST, but I would have liked to see paddle shifters here, especially with a 10-speed, and I still have that same sporty feel. Of course, the engine's not as big, but I'm quite impressed with the pull this has. I've driven the 2.7 EcoBoost in some vehicles. I just drove the 3-liter EcoBoost in a Bronco Raptor yesterday, and this feels how it should feel comparatively. The EcoBoost is just a really good, Ford makes really good turbo engines in terms of performance, in my opinion. And this one is no different. It just drives very nicely, quite powerful. I'm gonna put it in the sport mode now. Give it some throttle here. Yeah, the car really does pull. I'm gonna give it, I don't wanna give it too much, but I'm gonna give it some getting on the interstate here. And the 10-speed shifts so smoothly. It just doesn't feel like a traditional transmission. Even in sport, it's not shifting harshly. So really, really impressed with the power of this car, of this SUV. So I have the lane keep assist on now. I have the adaptive cruise on now. Pretty impressed. And just a little bit of wind noise, but it's pretty windy out today. The ride is very, very straightforward. It's not overly smooth, but very comfortable, and it doesn't change up. So quite impressive. Now for $50,000, definitely comparing to the Chevy Traverse, probably the Honda Pilot, Toyota Highlander, and then the Nissan Pathfinder. I feel this powertrain is slept on because you get better fuel economy, but on top of that, you're also getting a faster feeling vehicle because you're not having a naturally aspirated V6. You have this EcoBoost engine, which does a really good job at putting down the power. But overall, quite impressed all the way around with this Explorer ST line. Checks all the boxes for me, at least, in terms of a 3-row SUV, and you're not wanting to go full-on Expedition. So this will bring me to the end of my review of the new 2023 Ford Explorer ST line.